Hello everybody, welcome back to Scrappy Adam and welcome to this month's Stretch the Sketch, which is a series of Janet Fritz, and I am so happy to be playing along. I've, of course, as with everything, taken a break from this, but I am back and I'm so excited. It's a fabulous sketch from Sarlin Studio and it's a template. This is our sketch, so we have lots of layers, 4 photographs. I'm only using one and I am shrinking it this month. I very rarely shrink it, but I'm going to shrink it, and we are going to shrink it to A4, a aka 8.5 by 11. So, what am I using? Well, it all started with this wonderful collection, You're the Man by Becky Moore from Photoplay. It's a new collection, I think. It's a new collection to me anyway, and doesn't have a date on it, I don't believe. No. So yeah, it's a new collection to me, and it's kind of dad aimed, but man. There's no dad references, or there is very few at least. And it has one of my favourite ever papers in it. I know I say this a lot, but this is another one of my favourite ever papers, which is this. I love this paper. So I thought I would get it out. It's a very small collection. I only have the collection kit, which includes 6 sheets of 12 by 12 double-sided cardstock and 1 sheet of stickers. It includes cut apart. You basically have 3 designs twice. This is the sticker sheet, so I'm going to use some of that. But then I started digging and digging around, and you know, I don't know if you've seen it, but Katie Petite and 49&Market have released some amazing products. They are shipping at the end of the month, beginning of September, and it's all the essentials. So you've got like film strips, tickets, and rub-ons. And I am a huge, huge, huge 49&Market / Katie Petite fan. I really, really, really am. I just love them. Absolutely love them. So I started looking, and I've actually dug out quite a bit of that. So we've got the Vintage Artistry Anywhere collection, and it's all about adventure, road trip, holiday, etc. So I do also have that, and I also have the ephemera, and I also have the Vintage Artistry Essentials, and this is the square stitched frames, and it has all sorts of pieces in here. I don't know if I'll use any. This was something that my lovely friend Kathy sent to me, so thank you, Kathy. I have used some of them, but they are actually stitched. So amazing. I am a huge fan, and it surprises me because it is quite vintagey, and I'm obviously not a vintagey scrapper. I am all about the brights, but I just love it. So I am starting with a paper from Anywhere, Vintage Artistry Anywhere, and this is the Quest paper. We've got this really dark with some distressed feel, a bit of a map background, gorgeous, gorgeous barcode strip, and then this. And I am going to cut, so this is my page. So let's get cutting. First I'm going to trim the branding strip off. It's a great way, Stretch the Sketch is all about taking inspiration from a layout and making it your own. So you stretch it, you shrink it, you change it up, you go from a 12 by 12 to a TN, all the way up to a 12 by 24, or even a 12 by 36, 8.5 by 11, A4, 6 by 8, TN, memory dex card, or whatever. And I love the concept, so I'm really, really, really happy to be back. So it's 8 by 11.5, but I'm actually doing A4, so it's actually 21-ish by 29-ish. It's actually 29.7. Okay, so I am going to do that. And of course, I am going to keep this, because it's a 49&Market, best not waste it. Okay. Right. So that's going to be the size of my layout. And now we need to remind ourselves of the sketch because, you know, I have a habit of going rogue. So I'm going to basically have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strips. So we need 7 strips of different patterned paper. So I am going to grab some of that. So I don't have the 6x8 paper pad for this collection. So what we're going to do is we are going to use different pieces from various places. I have got 2 of these, so I've got this is Vintage Artistry Naturalist, and it's of the same colour palette-ish. And then we also have Hikemore, which is a bit autumnal. And the paper collections with 49&Market are really, really good because you also get laser cut element sheets with them as well, and you also get a bonus piece on the back of the cover. So I'm going to leave them there and look through this one. So I'm thinking, let's look at the B-sides. The photo I'm scrapping is this one of Chris and myself. It's not the most flattering photo of me, but you know. And we are on a forest coaster at Zipworld in Wales. So yeah, it's just a photo. Like, you're my man, you know, that kind of theme. So let's use that. I just love these papers. It just makes me so happy because they are absolutely stunning. I am a huge fan, and I'm finding that I reach for it more and more. You know, Spectrum Sherbet really brought 49&Market to the fore, I think. It really opened them up. It got a lot more people interested, and they did some amazing things. So I think you get 3 of each, 4 each of 8 patterns usually. Yeah. See, so that could work. And then, okay, so that'll be it from that one. We also have this, which is actually from the Christmas collection. This is Vintage Artistry Peace and Joy Starry, and this paper is incredible. I love this. So I don't know whether I want to cut into that or whether we should use that for Christmas in August, which I'm going to be doing. What do you think? Should we save it? Let's save it. We're saving it. Shall we save it? Let's save it. Okay. Then I do also, of course, need to come to this collection. You're the man. Okay, so we have this, and I'm thinking I might use one of these cut aparts. So let's use one of these. The quality of the paper for 49&Market, when you've got 2, you can feel it. So I am going to cut a 2-inch strip for this one, and I'm going to do various sized strips. There is that one, and of course we're bringing in this one because hello. And I think for this one I'm going to bring in an inch and an inch and a half just over, and then that is it from there. We could even bring this in. Let's bring that in. And what have we got here? We could bring in a bit of this. So we've got that. And I'm going to bring this in actually. So I'm going to do an inch from that side. Because look at all that texture and design. It's stunning. And then let's do a thicker piece of the leaves. And I'll even do another piece just in case. My favourite word. And I'm going to bring in the yellow for a bit of contrast. We don't really have much yellow. As usual, I am cutting too many strips, so I shall stop for a moment. Bring all that over there, get rid of this. Now I do still have my Fiskars Precision trimmer. Still undecided whether I'm a fan of it, but equally it's covered at the minute under, it's buried under flare orders, so I'm just digging out that one. So I am once again going to remind us about the sketch. It is this one. So I'm going to keep that open next to me just so I can bear it in mind as we build our layout. So I am going to tear the edges of these. You know, I'm a fan of the texture that gives, and yeah, big fan. Now, yellow may seem a bit odd, and I get that, but I just think it brings a happy contrast. And whilst there's no yellow in the photo, some of the leaves are light, so I think it works. I think we can get away with that. I'm going to use this as that white strip just above the photo. So our photo is going to go there. I'm going to see if I can chop the photo down a bit. Let's see. Now there are 4 photos on the sketch. I am not using 4 photos today, guys. I am just using this one, and that's fine, I think. Hopefully I'm not breaking the rules. But yeah, I'm going to chop a bit of my double chin off. I'm going to chop off to there. I won't chop Chris's head off, Helen, don't worry. So we've got a 3 by 5 1/4 photo. So a bit of a random photo size, but I think it works for this sized layout. So that is going to go at the top there. Then let's bring in this, like so. I love the back of this paper as well, with all the light bulbs, really fun, different. Okay, that's going to go on there. And then we're going to have this dark blue, which is just going to sit nicely upon there. I do want to use this, so it's a really wide mix of products. I'm not sure at the minute if it goes. Maybe I should have stuck with 49&Market, but I'm not giving up. And I'm going to break that up actually. I'm going to tear along here. Like so. And break that up. So let's tear that there and there. And let's pop that there. Have a photo check. Okay, so I'm going to use another one of these because this is what I really wanted to use, so I don't want to miss this out. In all honesty, I'm probably going to cover most of this paper anyway, so it isn't the be all and end all. Okay, so I do want to use this as well. Let's pop that there. And let's have our final photo check. I'm going to get rid of all of this. So I think we've kind of stuck to the general design. We've got our background paper and then strips, and then we're going to have embellishment here and here, and I'm going to try and keep the 3 blocks there. Okay, so let's have a look. I want to back my photo, so I'm going to back it on this first. I do love a photo mat, I have to say. And I'm even going to attempt to have a straight photo mat. I know, don't fall off your seats now. I'm going to have just the one photo mat because I'll probably end up layering. So that's going to go there. I just tape in the middle so that we can tucky lifty. And then I just want to see if that will fit under there. Okay. So which words do I want? Okay, so let's tear there and there. So we've got explore and wonder. I'm just going to trim the top because I've got a bit of the blue left. I probably could have torn it, but it's just a little teeny tiny bit short for that. Short, thin. Get rid of that. I do love stretching and shrinking a sketch, I have to say, and I don't do it nearly enough. So I've really missed this series, so thank you to Janet for letting me come back. I know I didn't really have a formal break as such, but thank you all the same. I'm loving it. Okay. So that is going to sit on there, and that is our layout done. Now it's for the fun part. So I did pull out two cut-apart sheets. This is from Vintage Artistry Anywhere and Vintage Artistry Naturalist, because I thought I was going to add one here. And I think I would still like to, but I think I'm going to do one that's a bit different to what we've used. So let's pull out our trimmer. So we've got this, which is quite nice. I'm going to get a bit of that off then. Quite like the idea of that. Just brings in a bit of colour from the background. Obviously the cut aparts are from the same collection. So let's add, ooh. I'm going to do the other side. So let's bring that to there. And then let's see what happens. So I did think about using this behind the photo, but I haven't, which is okay. And also this film strip. I'm so excited for the basics range, basics I think it's called, essentials, with all the colourful frames, tickets and ribbons, because I love frames. So yeah, super excited for that. Now then, I am going to trim this. There we go, so I'm just going to make it to that. And let's see. Let's see if I can lift this up a little bit, which we can. And I'm just going to put a tiny bit of glue on this because obviously I don't want to use tape. So just in a few places, pop a bit of Nouveau Deluxe adhesive and you're off. Okay, so that is going to go roughly there. And then this is going to go roughly there. So it just brings that pattern. Oops. I do apologise, I dropped the lid then. It just brings that pattern around the page, which is on the background and also with the card on the right. So I like the way that looks. I don't want to forget our stickers for this, because I want to try and bring the two collections together. So, you rock. You're the man. Let's see if we can bring that in there. Okay. ADAMCHRIS. Okay, so we could do that. So CHRI. So I'm just spelling because I'm always worried about misspelling. And I'm going to spell out our names. Pop that we've got Chris, and I love that it's Scrabble tiles, because Chris is a huge spelt my own name wrong, because Chris is a huge Scrabble fan, so that is just a little nod to Chris. And I have the perfect letters there. Do you ever worry that you're going to miss letters, spell it wrong? Or is that just me? It's definitely something I do. Okay, I still don't understand what rad means, so I won't be using that. But I do love this up here for an extra colour. Sort of pulls out the blues in the background. We've got this fun star. I think these work together. Okay, then I'm also going to use this legendary. I'm going to reuse that there. So that brings a bit of the yellows around the page. And then I'm also going to use the guys. Legendary, the guys, Adam, Chris. You know, that kind of thing. Okay, I love these light bulbs. I just love all of it. Now, I could use this handsome, but you know, I don't want to be, I don't think I am, so, you know. I am going to use that's my guy there. Just about there. Okay, so that's enough of that. Let's see if we've got anything here. I love these. These are like key rings, which is super duper cool. I'm going to pop one of them there actually. So these are laser cut elements. So they're like die cuts, but they are a lot thicker, and they have been laser cut, not die cut, obviously. And they are really, really fun. Super fan of them. We have 2 sheets of them. Okay, so we do also have ephemera. I'm not really gonna go into it massively, but there is this one that I like. Go everywhere. And we're gonna pop that down there. I've not used a stitched frame, not sure I really need it on this. And as you can see, our background strips have all kind of disappeared because of what we're using. So that's why I wasn't too fussed about what I was using. Okay, then we've got New Adventures. I love that. I'm going to pop that up there. So I've kind of left the sketch behind, as I do with these kind of things. I'd go anywhere with you. Oh, that's soppy. But we can do soppy occasionally, I suppose. I'm going to pop that there. So we're getting lots of dimension into this layout, which I love. I would love to get a flare in here actually. So let's see. So I've got the August release here, and I'm thinking this is the perfect opportunity to maybe use an abstract flare. What do we think? Brings in some of the blues. Or is it a bit standoutish? I think it is. Bear with me, guys. Because what we can do is we can go to our stock and just pull out a packet. We have a lovely shiny new packaging here at the Flare Hut now. It's abstract art. So I shall just commandeer another one and we will use them. So the artwork is absolutely stunning. Goes perfectly, so I'm going to use that one and this one. These were a re-release because I did release them last year, but then they kind of got discontinued with the website. So we've brought them back, and I'm going to use two, so I'm going to pull out my foam dots. There we go, and we're going to have one there, and we're going to have one up there. We're not far off having this layout done. I love the result. I wasn't sure when I was cutting the paper, I was like, why have I used these collections together? What kind of crazy man am I? But I think it works now. Let's see, with these letters, so we could actually spell Zip World. So let's do that. World, W-O-R-L-D. Like I said, I'm just spelling it out to make sure I don't spell it wrong. W-O-R. W-O-R. So as with any tile stickers, I do put them wonky. I think it works for tile stickers. And it also alleviates any worry of getting them straight. Which, if you've watched me for any kind of length of time, you know I just never do. So, yeah. So we've got Zip World there. Don't think there is much more on there. Don't think I want any more flare. I think we're at flare capacity there. See what I did there? Capacity. Flare capacity. I think we will use a couple of these. So we've got these circular chipboards, like chipboard flare almost, I guess. We've got this one that says Adventure, and we've got this one that says Discover. So they worked perfectly there. If I could get it off, that is, let's use our tweezers. There we go. So we've got Discover there. I like the way that sort of looks there. Could have probably done with something there, but you know, it's okay. And then this is actually washi. I thought it was rub-ons, but you know, I'm easy with what it is. So I'm going to use Adventure. I'm guessing you chop it up and then it unsticks. It's going to be fiddly, isn't it? And you know, I'm not good with fiddly. I definitely prefer. Oh wow! Oh. So I didn't need to chop it off because it is die cut. That's funky. Definitely prefer the rub-ons, but you know. So we've got Adventure there. What else should we use? What about a compass? That's all about adventure. You just have to peel them off carefully. Because it is washi, so it is very, very thin. But I absolutely love these actually. I'm going to pop that there. And then I'm going to use one of these definition stickers. I like them because they like rub-ons, but they're not. So we're just going to keep on adding. Keep on building those layers. And I'm actually going to pop one here that says Wanderlust. And then finally, I think let's have a couple of these arrows. Like so. And then finally, we're going back to the Dotty About Flair August release box. And we are pulling out our JD 3D Bramble Box bits. So we've got a couple of trees. So let's bring in one of them. Don't know why I was going to use tape then. So these are JD3D printed little trees. They are available this month. So we've got one of there. And let's use... don't know if I want to use one of these actually. Why not? So this is an acrylic compass. There we go. So we're going to pop that there. It's quite nice. And then finally, final piece to this jigsaw is another JD3D printed tree. And that is our stretching of the sketch complete for August, guys. Thank you so much to Janet for this awesome series and for letting me play along with you guys. I do love a bit of stretching sketching. I've missed being a part of it, but I'm glad to be back for August, and I will be back henceforth every month. Not quite sure what I said, why I said henceforth then. I've just also added a JD3D arrow there. So it's an A4 layout, which is slightly bigger than 8.5 by 11. But gosh guys, we have got a lot on it. We've got all sorts on it, and I hope you have enjoyed my thought process as I go through this using two very different collections. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you for the inspiration to the Sarlin studio, and please do check out the description box down below where you'll find a list of everybody playing along in Stretch the Sketch in August. Bye for now.